Okay, so yesterday I made a very bold statement, and I suggested that those of you who are offering bird dogs to your clients could actually be getting fewer referrals as a result of offering those bird dogs. And I also made a statement that you could validate on your own to see how many bird dogs you actually pay by going to your accounting department or checking, and it's best to go to your accounting department because they'll have the accurate information as to how many checks that you actually paid out over the last 12 months to customers as a result of them referring. Now, there's two types of bird dogs, and let's be clear on what a bird dog is. And I've seen it before where a salesman on the back of his business card will say to a customer, here, you can see on the back of my card, if you send me a referral, I will send you $100 as a thanks for sending me that referral. That's a bird dog, telling somebody up front that you're going to pay them if they send you a referral. Now, normally that is done in good nature and with good intent. You've done business with somebody, they purchased a car, and you want to leverage that experience you had with them in order to get additional referral. And usually you'll say to them, hey, listen, if anybody in your family or any friends are looking for a car, I would love if you sent them my way. And in the process, for every single one that you send me, I will give you $100. $100 is seemingly the industry standard. Here's the point. When you offer that, you create an expectation that is a payment. And the thought in somebody's head is, really? You think that you can buy my friends and family for $100? So I needed to come to the whiteboard to be able to explain to you how this all works. And I keep trying to drive this home and talk about the science behind human behavior. And until we understand and believe the research, we're going to keep doing what we're doing and expecting different results. And I don't know why we started paying bird dogs in the first place. I think it came from a good place, but it backfires. And it's not getting you the level of referrals that you really want. And I will guarantee you that those who are the top 10% of loyalty and advocacy in the industry, those that have developed a really solid following of customers, don't pay bird dogs. So I came to the whiteboard because I want to show you how this works. And you can dig deeper, go to my website, download the article that I wrote on entitled Bird Dogs Don't Hunt in the Car Business, but Gift Horses Pay Triple. And that is found on healthydealer.com. Just put in the search bar, bird dogs. But the science behind it, this is a representation of the brain. And research says that emotional things, our feelings, drive our behaviors 3 times stronger than rational. And rational things are things you can measure, like money. And so when we offer somebody a bird dog, we're telling them, I want to pay you if you send me your friends and family. And deep down, emotionally, a person is feeling uncomfortable with that. And there's countless stories where people have said, you know, I sent them a referral check and they brought it back and says, hey, I don't want to be paid for sending you my friends and family. And here's the challenge of why it can backfire on you. Number one, it creates an uneasy feeling. And you reduce the emotional feeling in your customer and they start to wonder, did I misunderstand you or think of you the wrong way? The reason why they send you a referral is because they had a great experience and their emotions drive them into a behavior that sends others to you, and their payment for it, the rational, would be 25%. The greater payment for sending a referral is the good feeling that they get knowing that they're doing good by their friends and family by sending them to you because you're a good person and you gave them a great experience. And as soon as you offer it, it feels dirty, it feels wrong, and it's like a payment. And even if you send the money afterwards without offering it up front, and you say, thank you for sending me that referral, here's $100, it still feels uncomfortable. The research says that rational approaches will give you about 7% referrals, or we call it advocacy. But if you're able to replace the rational approaches, like the payment of money, in exchange for the emotional things, it drives referrals 9 out of 10 times. Let's get that again. You'll get less than 1 out of 10 referrals when you offer bird dogs and do things out of a rational approach. And I use the example of understanding the difference between rational and emotional. If you go to a Subway restaurant and there's somebody standing at the door afterwards, you grab your foot-long sub and you're walking out the door and they say, hey, I'd just like to know, how was your experience today? Can you tell me on a scale of 1 to 10? The person just looks at you kind of confused. I came here to buy a sandwich. There's no emotional, I was hungry, I bought a sandwich, I've eaten. There was nothing about experience here. This was a pure rational. Hunger, satisfied, rational. And you only pay $5 for a footlong, right? But when you go out in the evening to a restaurant and you want to have an experience, you're willing to pay a whole lot more. That's what we're talking about from an emotional, but you're also expecting that the server is going to be different than you just walking along the counter at the Subway restaurant and telling them what you want on your sub. It's a transaction. In the evening, when you spend more money on a dinner, it's about an experience, and you're looking for a whole lot more. And so the important thing to say is you're probably not going to tell a whole lot of people, well, I tell you what, when you're hungry, go to Subway, unless they just want a Subway sandwich and they want it cheap. But when they want an experience, a good experience, you're going to tell them where otherwise you would send them. And so be very careful about paying bird dogs, because what it's going to do is substitute the emotional part, diminish the emotional part, and relegate it back to the rational. And the rational will only get you a lower number of results. The emotional will get you a whole lot better results. And that's why I said yesterday, this thing I call gift horses is so much more powerful, but it requires you to trust the process. I'm also going to throw another thing in here. If you currently pay bird dogs, it's either because you don't know the science and what the science suggests, or you don't care, which borders on arrogance, and that you actually do think that you can buy people's friends and family by paying them $100. I've had a very distasteful experience about that in the past when it came to a timeshare. We went to one of these presentations and the person at the end of it, and we weren't buying, but at the end of it, they said, I tell you what, if you send your friends and family, here's a card, I will send you a referral fee. It felt really brutal. If we had purchased and we had a great experience, we would tell others about it and they would get referrals. All they would have to do if they gave us a great experience is let us know that, hey, I'd love to be able to work with your friends and family. And if you wouldn't mind, here's my card, send them my way. But don't offer to pay me for it, because that'll actually get me to pull the opposite direction. So be wary of bird dogs. Don't pay them. Rather, do gift horses. Look into my video from yesterday, day 84 of the COVID-19 Detour, and you'll learn what I mean by gift horses. They will pay you triple. You'll get a whole lot more referrals, but you have to trust the science, and you have to be truly grateful and give a great experience, and you'll reap the benefits.